Selling on Amazon is one of the most talked about businesses on YouTube, but the reality of starting can be a lot different for people depending on the way that you do it. And I went through the entire process myself, from starting to scaling, so you don't have to. In this video, I'll show you what really happens when you try Amazon FBA and whether it's worth it or not in 2025. The first 6 months that I sold on Amazon, I made $36,000. This is from June 1st, 2022 to December 31st, 2022. And we can see here, I've got the dates in here in Inventory Lab. I can click on view and refresh it. It isn't edited. This is a real profit and loss statement right here. So let's break down exactly how I did that in 6 months. So my sales were 234,000, which is roughly around $40,000 in sales every month. Obviously, the first month wasn't 40,000, but we build up to that. There was also refunds of 30,000 in there. So if we count the refunds, it was around $45,000 in sales average every month because this number does not include the 30,000 right here. We also have some reimbursements, so it was a little bit over that also. In order to get to that amount of sales, I purchased $110,000 worth of inventory. So roughly averaged out $18,000 a month on inventory. Expenses, since everybody's always curious about how much do you actually have to put into Amazon outside of inventory, we have my other expenses right here, which is 13,000, so around $220 a month. It was a little bit lower than the 250 that I've talked about in other videos because the first month you have free trials for things, so you don't pay for around half a month on certain things. So it was a little bit lower. But we made $36,000 in 6 months. It's around $6,000 a month profit just from buying stuff online, sending it into Amazon warehouses, and collecting your money. It's really doable, as you can see right here. Again, I'll refresh this again just in case a bunch of times. But this is really a true profit and loss statement here. So, how did I do this? What did I do to be able to make this kind of money? And what tools did I use? Where did I buy stuff from? What kind of brands did I use? We'll walk through and kind of do some live sourcing just to give you guys an idea of how you can accomplish this same thing. Because if you draw that out over a year and it's exactly what it was the first 6 months, that's $72,000 a year in the first year, which is better than a lot of regular jobs that people have, especially people my age. When I started working regular 9 to 5 minimum wages, 40,000, $50,000 a year, and you're trading 40 hours a week for that in person somewhere else, somewhere you don't like to work at. So this is a really good option for people to take because you can easily grow this. And that was my first year. So imagine what it's like now that I've been doing this full time for 3 years and support myself fully and have the ability to do whatever I want and take the time freedom and have that kind of financial freedom there also. So we open up a Seller Amp storefront. You get this from any Amazon product. Scroll down inside a Seller Amp, which $20 a month, and you'll be able to see storefronts like this. I'll show you how to get there once we get open some products in here. But we're gonna look through these, just skip through the ones that have Amazon on them, skip past the ones that have over 150,000 right here. So this is a good product right here. It meets our criteria. This one too, BSR is high on that. This one's also good. This one's good. Amazon right here. This one's good. We'll open up a few of these. That one's a little high until we get down to the second load more here. So we've got all of our products right here. And we'll start from the back and go forward here. So we're going to look at these Keepa charts. You also need Keepa, $20 a month. Seller Amp right here, like I said, $20 a month. And in order to get to that Seller Amp storefront that I was just looking at, we scroll down in here and we'll see this offers tab. Open this up, that's going to bring us right back to that same store that we were just in right there. So that's how you're going to find products. Now, this chart is not looking too great because it's not really condensed down here in the offer count, not much movement going through here. Stable price for a while up until Amazon came in here and then they sold out. So what we can do is we can look at the other sizes by going to variations and seeing are there any other ones that are on this product page up here. All these different colors right here and then all these different sizes and see if any of those other ones are looking good. And for this, what I'm doing is just looking at this new offer count here, this box all the way down, and just seeing, do any of them look like they have some good movement, which this one does, but Amazon is currently on it. We don't want to sell anything that Amazon is on because we don't want to compete with them. All of these ones are looking pretty new. This one's looking decent here, so we can open that one up. This one does also look good, but Amazon's on it. Same here with this one and this one. So we're going to skip past it. This is the kind of thing that you really want to see, good movement in there like this. And that's all we really look for is just good offer count movement. And then we qualify the pricing and our buy cost. So we don't find a product first, see that it's ending up not being good on the rest of the data, and then wasting all of our time there, which some people that you may have watched other videos for maybe do it that way. Seems like a waste of time to me, and this is how I've run my business for the last 3 years, doing over 1.5 million in sales year to or lifetime right there. So this was the only good one here. This is decent. Amazon is out of stock, so we can see if we can find this here. We need a max cost of 22.25 right here based on our 25% ROI, and we're going to make sure that it is the right product here, which is not looking like we're going to have anything that's around that price because this is not that product there. So that is potentially this, but 22.25. Yeah, there's no colors there either. Probably wasn't even the right product, but we move on to the next one. You want to get in the flow of knowing how much time to spend looking at products because it's just a waste of time if you're doing too much research. And the idea with this kind of business is to get to the point where you don't have to spend as much time as other people have to spend on their jobs or you had to spend on your last job. So, because of that, we want to really refine our sourcing process here. So, again, I'm just looking at the offer counts and nothing is really jumping out to me. This one is right here. Good movement in there. All the rest of the other ones had Amazon on them. So, it's a little bit unfortunate, but we can move through here. These ones are good too. And it's looking like we're getting the same kind of results. Actually, this one looks good too, right there, as the last one. And the reason why I went past the one that we opened instantly was because this is just too flat here on the offers count. Got one person coming in, going out, one person coming in, going out. That's just not enough movement right there to show that we're getting good volume. Because this BSR number right here is for the entire listing. It doesn't mean that this exact size and color is selling that well. It's just the popularity of this entire product page, this web address for the product page. And then this is also shared between all of the variations. So it doesn't mean that this light blue size large is going to sell 1,500 units a month. It's on the entire product page. All of these other colors and sizes add up to that. And obviously, more common sizes, colors, whatever, or just more popular ones are going to contribute to that more than others. So that's why we look for good moving offer counts in here. So we need 1744 right here. And we've got 1997 here. That is not the same because we can see that the waistband is not silver like the other ones. And then this is also that other color. So what we're doing from here is we're taking this 1997, that's our buy cost, and that is obviously not going to be enough right there. But what we can do is come over to this website called Cardbear, and we can search for Nordstrom right here. And we can see that there's Nordstrom and Nordstrom Rack. When this is the case for this store specifically and some other stores like Gap or anything that has multiple websites, you can easily Google, can I use Nordstrom gift cards on Nordstrom Rack? It'll say, yes, you can, or no, you can't. Nordstrom, in this case, you can. So if Nordstrom Rack was at 5%, this one was at 8%, buy the 8% gift cards. But since they're the same, doesn't really matter too much right there. So we've got 8% off. So we're going to buy a gift card and it's going to be 8% less than what the value is. It brings it pretty close, but it's not enough, unfortunately. So that is something that you may want to come back to in the future, see if price does raise up. But since we know that that's the price and this other color was in here, we can come in, check these, and we already know what our price is going to be. So unfortunately, this one has dropped down. So that's not going to be enough, but we can check if 34 would be. And 34, it's 33.88. So we can just throw that in. That is enough. So I would not purchase this product at this very second because it has dropped down. But you can come back to this product. If it does raise back up to what it was for the last 3 months, purchase this product, send it in. You'll make $5 each unit and you'll have a 27% ROI right there. So we'll come down and check this. This one's decent. It's going to be a slower moving item, but again, it's not going to be enough right there. So that is the game with all of these. This one looks good too, just not going to be enough on the pricing. So, what you can do with this information is if you're looking at one size first, you find out that it wasn't enough, then you can go back through the variations, go up from your minimum price, and look at them that way. So, this one is definitely not going to be enough right there because buy cost 769, but this is a really good looking chart right here. A lot of movement going through the offer count. Pretty stable price, a little bit of fluctuation in between 21 and 19.99, but that's all right. As long as you'd be good at 19.99, which unfortunately we're not here, then you would want to sell a product that looked like this. This one also $17 right here, and that's going to be pretty close, not close enough. So, what we do from here and what we take from all of this is that we just need to be quick with looking at products so we don't waste our time on them. And then we need to go ahead and take a look at the other products that we opened up. So, we've got this product here, decent looking chart, has started to drop a little bit, but it's not too bad and it has stabled out for the last couple days. So, we need a $26 buy cost here. Not looking like we're gonna be able to potentially bring that down depending on what the sales are. 40%. Okay, so potentially could bring that down if they have the right size or right colors in here, which it's not looking like they do, unfortunately. But we can do this. So I'll give you the right example for this. So we've got that 40% off, and then if we come down here, we've got 10% off email code. And then if we come in here, we've got 5% gift cards. Okay. So what we're going to do with this is we're going to take that buy cost that we had, which was 54.82, and we're going to do minus 40% here. And we've got minus 10% for the email coupon and then minus 5% for the gift cards. So what I do from here, since we're below in this case, if you were above, you would go the opposite way and go down. But since we're underneath it, we'll want to push this price up to see what it's going to be. So it's around 48. It's probably going to be around like 48.25. Yep. So 48.20 is what our bottom price is going to be. So we're going to go into here, find where 48.20 is, which is about right here and up because this is too low. So then we would look at these and say, okay, this one is good here because it's at 56, good offer count movement. This one too, good offer count movement. So we would open those up. But unfortunately, they do not have that color. So that's the only issue with this. And I assume that this is going to be the same one. And it is. So that is the idea of what you would want to do because this offer count looks like it's moving. People are selling out. Buy cost pretty stable except for when Amazon came in here, which is not a big deal. And if we were to throw in our 2812 just to double check, we would have a 50% ROI, $14 profit right there. That would be a good product to sell. Same thing with this one. Good offer count movement, selling out more recently also very quickly. And then we throw in our buy cost here, 47%, $13 profit right there. So that is the idea. Unfortunately, they also were out of stock or just didn't have them available. And this chart's not bad either. So we'll move on to this product, see if we can find this one, which is 22 max cost. And it doesn't look like we're going to get down to that cost unless maybe the gift cards are very good on this and they have the product in stock, which it doesn't look like they do here. So because we aren't finding any results for this product, I would just move it down because this one, they do have it, but at $51 buy cost, not really gonna get even close because this is also with their discount code to bring it from 68 to 51 right there. So that product is a no-go right there. And then this one I must have looked at in a different video and that would have been a while ago. So we're going to have a different buy cost here. We're going to need 1929, which is going to potentially be possible because of that 40% off there. Just depends on if we've got the right color here, which it looks like we do, unless this is, yep. So that is going to be the same product here. And we've got $34 buy cost, 40% off. Size extra small though, so that is the only size available there. And this is going to be the same one. Unless no, that is a different product right there. So we can check the extra small. This one does look good, but let's get our price first before we go ahead and look at that. So we've got 34 minus 40% minus 10% minus 5% here. All right, so 1744 buy cost there. Let's check the extra small here, see what that is looking like. We've got 1744. So this is going to be maybe not as much now, but potentially a little bit of a slower product because it has been flat for a while, but it did kick in here. Some people came in and went out pretty frequently, and it has been selling out. It is trending down for a while, but it did flatten out here. So that isn't really a concern. If you were looking at it and it was still on a downtrend and it didn't flatten out, maybe be a little bit more, you know, concerned or conservative about it to make sure that you're not going to get into something that you're going to lose money on potentially or ruin your margin. But we have a lot of room to move down here. So we can also just go ahead and see what would our bottom be. And this is what I was talking about here or earlier is finding that out. So it's going to be around 3505. So we'll just hit 35 for now. We'll see if we can get any of these other colors in here because they do have some other options and a lot of different options here for this product. We know our buy cost is 1744. We can go down to 35 here. So 35 right here. Flattened out for a while. I wouldn't do that. This one's not too bad. And this one's also not bad there. This one I wouldn't go for just because there hasn't been any real sellouts at all. Like this one has one here and then some right here, but it's not as great also. So we're going to want to see if we have that color, which it doesn't look like we do. So that's all right. We'll move on to this one here and we've got a what size 1X there. This one's also not too bad. So we've got a 1X here. And then we've got our cost, 1744 right there. So that is a decent product. Now these aren't going to be something that you're potentially going to sell hundreds of units a month because the offer counts aren't moving that quick to kind of give us that validation. But you do smaller amounts of units of these kind of products and you throw them all in there and they'll sell combined as much as a really fast selling one single product would sell. So it's not a bad idea to stick with those kind of products instead of just hunting out the really fast moving products there. And this one as well here. So we've got something that is trending downward. So I probably wouldn't go for a product like this depending on how much room we have to move here. But we can go ahead and check out this product, see what we've got as a buy cost, and then run through the other options on this product. So 3230 minus 40%, minus 10%, minus 5% here. So we do have some decent room to move. So this would be something that I would potentially watch and just make sure that it's not going to continue down here and it's going to keep stabilized and just stay flat on the price because there are some good offer count movements in here moving around. So it's not a bad product there. So let's go and check our bottom price, which is probably going to be right around where we were. It's going to be 3040 right there. So let's go through here, see what we've got looking like above $30.40 right there. If this would load, and there we go. So we've got $30.40 profit here, or not profit, sale price. And this one's looking decent, but the price is trailing down there. This is, I believe, the one that we're looking at. Yep. So we'll skip past that. We've got a decent one right here. And that's probably going to be, okay, we've got a good one looking right there. So we've got, and I must have looked at these also in other videos, but we'll look at it also right here just because this might be the first video that you're watching. So we'll check the charts here and we've got decent one right here. But let's throw in our cost here and we have a really good buy cost right there. This one too, we've got a really good buy cost. So these are also slower movers, not something crazy, but they are decent products right there. And we've got our last one right here. And that's not looking too great. It has flattened out a little bit, but we can check again what the buy cost would be here. We've got that same 40%. So it's going to be the same price as what we had here before. So this is a little bit close for my comfort here because when we get this close down to that, if we go down $1 in price, we're already at 23% instead of 25%. So that kind of thing I wouldn't really want to get into unless I watch it for a while, make sure that it is stable, like I've been saying about a few of these products. But we'll do the same process here. Check what kind of, we've got every size there. So we need it above $30. So we'll just scroll down here and we already passed it. So we've got 32 right here. What size is this? Medium. That is a little bit concerning also. So we're going to skip past that one because it is flattening out a little bit, but it has downtrended to way below that 27 recently. So I wouldn't worry about that one right now. Maybe watch this, go back to it, that kind of thing. This one is looking good. I forgot what size this was, medium. So we've got that one right there. None of these ones are looking too great. This one here, potentially. So those are also some two good options right there. We've got our new cost again, besides the last video. And this one has flattened out. Prices are trending upwards now. The buy box is going up a little bit. So we could potentially even get 35 here. And that's 48% right there, $7 profit. That's a good product right there. Then we've got a lower buy cost again. This one is not the best looking chart right here, but it has flattened out. We are still really good on that. We've got around $4 to move. So if you're a little bit uncomfortable with something like this, it's all real personal preference on whether you want to take chances like this or not, and then potentially have the price drop further. I don't want to give it really the chance to do that if I'm seeing something like this. So I would always either buy and hold them if they are on sale and the sale's going to go away. And then if it does continue down, then return the product. If it stays stable after a little bit and you already have the product, send it in. If you didn't buy it, you might miss the sale, that kind of stuff, because 40% off Calvin Klein doesn't come around too often. So it's really all up to your personal preference, like I was saying. But out of those products that we just looked at from these first two buttons of load more, we found a good amount of products. And all you have to do is just repeat this process over and over again. And eventually you'll outsource it to a VA, have them do it. And then you'll run a business just like I do and make that kind of money that we saw in the beginning of the video. If you guys have any questions about anything I went over in this video, or you want my help one-on-one to start your own Amazon business and get the kind of results that I got in my first 6 months, there is a link in the description to get on a call with me and see how I can help you achieve your goals. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video.